Don't that, Daddy.
All right, so I'm trying to study. I'm trying to read. So I'm trying to figure out what to read. So, can you stop? Sometimes you have to be serious, to focus, to study. Put your hands down. All right, so we have, how about we read, do you know who Hadassah is?
Yeah.
Queen Hadassah?
Queen Hadassah.
They call her Esther sometimes.
Yeah.
Queen Esther.
Yeah.
She was a Hebrew Israelite
Yes.
queen. And she helped save the people of Israel, our family members, from destruction. So we have her story in the Torah. In the Torah, in the Bible. Okay? So we're going to read a little bit and then you guys can listen. All right, let's see. Where should we begin? Chapter 1. It's a long story, so we're not going to read it all now.
No.
But, hold on.
That is paper. It doesn't have paper.
Oh, they did this. Let's see first. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
In the second year of the reign of Artaxerxes the Great, on the first day of Nisan, Mordechai, the son of Jair. Nisan is a Hebrew month.
Oh.
It's called Nisan.
Nisan?
Mordechai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, the son of Benjamin, of the tribe of Benjamin, had a dream.
Benjamin?
You know Joseph?
Joseph? On the movie?
Joseph, King of Dreams. He's in Torah, remember?
Yeah.
So, his little brother's name is Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin is mean.
No, Benjamin was not mean.
Yeah.
He was kind. His other brothers sold him into slavery, remember?
Yeah.
And they were mean, yeah. Okay, so this is where Mordecai comes from. He's Benjamin's son. Okay, and he had a dream.
Yeah.
He was a Hebrew Israelite.
Benjamin.
Mordecai, Uncle Mordecai.
Yeah, Benjamin in a hole. They know.
Joseph was in a hole.
Yeah.
They threw him in a pit, remember?
Yeah.
And they sold him to the Midianites. All right.
Yeah.
So, we'll keep going. So he had a dream. Mordecai had a dream. He was a Hebrew Israelite living in the city of Susa.
Susa?
It was a city in Babylon. Susa was in Persia. Okay? Media Persia. All right? So he was living in that city.
What's Joseph's looking dog?
Hold on one second. Verse 4. Hush. Hush. All right. Verse 4. He was one of the captives whom King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had brought from Jerusalem with Jehoiachin of Judea.
Oh.
And this was his dream.
Oh.
Okay, that's what he dreamed. He fell asleep and he said, and he heard noises and confusion. Thunders. And an earthquake.
Oh, Daddy,
And a tumult on the earth. He saw all that in a dream. Then he saw two great dragons come forward, both ready to fight. And they roared
That's scary. Your mom is happy.
Mm-hmm. And they're roaring. At their roaring, every nation prepared for war to fight against the righteous nation.
Why am I trying to Joseph be dead?
We're going to go back to Joseph. This is about Hadassah, Queen Hadassah.
But the wolf isn't Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
The wolf.
Mm-hmm. You have to watch out for wolves, son.
Yeah. Wolf eat peoples, not peoples.
They can. They, a wolf can eat a person.
But the wolf can scratch the person.
It can scratch you. It can bite you.
No.
That's why you have to be careful.
Yeah. We can't let people bite us.
If you're kind to them, they'll probably be kind to you. All right, so let's keep going. Verse 8. So we remember the dragons. They came out and they roared, and everybody got scared. And at their roaring, every nation prepared for war to fight against the righteous nation. It was a day of darkness and gloom. This is all in his dream. A tribulation and distress, affliction, and great tumult on the earth.
Daddy?
And the whole, hold on, verse 9.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh.
And the whole, listen, Shema. And the whole righteous nation was troubled. They feared the evils that threatened them and were ready to die. Then
if we die?
They were so scared. All the people, all of our people, all of the Israelites, the Hebrew nation, the righteous nation.
Why them dare we?
They were scared because all the nations came to war against them. Okay? They came to war to fight against them.
So fight against them?
Against the Hebrews, right? But guess what happened? Then they cried out to Yah.
They cried out to Yah?
Mm-hmm. And at their outcry, as though from a tiny spring, there came a river, a great river, with abundant water.
Perfect water?
Lots of water. A river came out.
Oh, Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Daddy?
This is all in his dream. He's dreaming all these things.
Mommy shows me a name and I saw one wolf.
Mm-hmm.
We watched that.
Mm-hmm.
And mommy changed it. Mommy put it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we changed it.
So you have to always listen to your mom, okay?
Okay.
And be obedient to what she says. If she says you can't watch it, you can't watch it. She knows. All right. Let's see. A great river, water came, right? Light came, and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted and devoured those who held
Daddy,
in honor.
how
Mordechai saw in his dream what Yah had determined to do. And after he awoke, he had it on his mind, seeking all day to understand it in every detail. He was trying to figure out what his dream was about. And then the story begins. Well, almost. We got one more precursor chapter. So it says, now Mordecai took his rest in the courtyard at Gabbatha. Wait, I'm trying to read. AaliYah. Yeah. Okay. So now Mordecai took his rest in the courtyard with Gabbatha and Thara, the two eunuchs of the king who kept watch over the courtyard. He overheard their conversation.
Conversation?
He heard them. He heard their talking. And
what happened next?
Inquired into their purposes. He was wondering, what are they doing? And he learned that they were preparing to lay hands on King Artaxerxes. They were going to try to kill him.
No, we don't. Wolf don't tell us.
Yeah, we're not talking about wolves right now, but
What are you talking about?
these men who were talking about killing the king, and Mordecai heard them, right?
Oh.
And then the king examined. He asked the eunuchs. He said, and after they had confessed, they told them what they were doing. They were led to execution. So the king made a permanent record of these things, and Mordecai wrote an account of them. And the king ordered Mordecai to serve in the court and rewarded him for all these things. But Haman, he was a bad, bad boy.
Yeah.
Man, he was a bad man. But Haman, the son of Hadassah, the Bozian, who was in great honor with the king, determined to injure Mordecai. He didn't like him.
No.
So
He like something else.
And his people, his people, which is us.
Yeah.
Because of the two eunuchs of the king.
King?
Now, after all that happened, then this happened. You guys want some, are you still, you got food in there? Eat? If you're hungry, you guys can go get a snack. Some berries or something. Some blueberries or some blackberries or some raspberries, some mulberries or some
Bananas?
bananas. Yeah.
Banana. Daddy.
Make you strong. All right, where we at?
All
right, we almost are 12 minutes in, and we just started the actual. Those two chapters I just read are called editions, but that's for people to study with their own. But anyway, this is the first chapter. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it kind of fast, so you guys gotta listen, okay? Follow along. Let me know you're rolling with your papa. All right. It was after this that the following things happened in the days of Artaxerxes. The same Artaxerxes,
the same Artaxerxes?
Who ruled over the 120 provinces from India all the way to Ethiopia.
All the way?
In those days, King Artaxerxes was enthroned in the city of Susa.
Susa?
In the 3rd year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all of his friends, a big party for all of his friends.
A big party?
And other people in various nations. So the Persians and the Medes, the Median Persian nobles, and the governors. And all the governors of the provinces. So all of his friends came to his big party. After this,
that's a big party?
the king Artaxerxes, he had a big party for all of his friends.
Oh.
After this, when he displayed to them the riches of his kingdom and the splendor of his bountiful celebration during the course of 180 days, at the end of the festivity, the king gave a drinking party for some of the people. For some of the various nations who lived in the city. This was held for 6 days in the courtyard of the royal palace. So in the palace, they had 8 days of feasting and drinking and partying and having fun with all the king's friends.
When Joseph don't die? When Joseph don't die?
Joseph is not in this particular story.
Oh.
But like I told you before, Mordecai, Mordecai is important. So we have to remember his name in this story, okay? The story of Esther, the story of Hadassah. So we know Joseph's story, right?
Yeah.
And we know how his brothers sold him into slavery.
Yeah.
And he went to Egypt and he helped save all of Egypt from a great famine. Yeah, all of his brothers came to eat, and he said, "You guys are spies." And he took Simeon and put him in jail, and he said, "Bring me your brother." And they went to go get Benjamin, and that's Mordecai's great-grandpa. So we have to remember Mordecai. So we know Joseph's story, and we're going to continue to watch Joseph forever. And then we also know now Hadassah's story, the queen. Okay? She was a Hebrew, like you, like AaliYah, like daddy, like mommy. She was an Israelite. Okay?
And
Living
Joseph grew up and got the move?
Joseph grew up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He did. Okay.
And so I made a man like you.
You go to a man like me. Yep. All right. So now we have verse 6. Okay. This was held for 6 days, the big party, in the courtyard of the royal palace, which was adorned with curtains of fine linen and cotton, held by cords of purple linen, attached to gold and silver blocks. All right. Mm-hmm. That was the curtains. Everything inside the palace was so pretty.
Oh.
And everybody came from everywhere. Party with the king.
Okay. You're supposed to see the camera. So we said Vashti. I don't do it.
This is mommy's school textbook.
I don't do it.
And it's obviously it's our textbook too. All right. So, but you guys can't play with this book, okay? This is a very important book. I'm supposed to be studying by myself, but since y'all came in here, we're gonna go ahead and read Hadassah because Purim is coming up.
Oh.
The Feast of Purim. All right, it's gonna encourage you to be strong, a strong woman. You know, daddy's a strong man, but y'all gonna be strong girls.
Yeah.
Women of Yah's daughters of Israel. Amen. All right. So, where we at here? Here's at verse 6, huh? We're just going to read this first chapter, and then we're going to pause, okay? Because we already 20 minutes. 20 minutes in. I know y'all ready to go play. All right? So, here we go. I'm going to finish this fast. So, they had gold and silver couches were placed on mosaic floor. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a green couch, an emerald couch. They had
Why we got the green couch?
They had mother of pearl and marble, so it was very pretty. It's shiny and colorful. There were coverings of gauze embroidered in various colors with roses arranged around them. The cups that they drank from were gold and silver. A miniature cup was displayed made of rubies worth 30,000 talents. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. A lot of money. Okay, there was abundant sweet wine, such as the king himself drank. The drinking was not according to a fixed rule, but the king wished to have it The drinking was not according to a fixed rule, but the king wished to have it so. So he commanded his stewards to comply with his pleasure and with that of his guests. Meanwhile, the queen, Vashti, not Hadassah, but Vashti, gave a drink party for all the women, for all the girls, which is good, right? It's cool. All the girls hang out, do their thing. You're okay. All right. Meanwhile, Queen Vashti, she gave a drink party for all the girls, all the women in the palace where King Artaxerxes was. You hearing me? You listening? Or are you playing in the camera? You listen, baby. I hear you being quiet. Okay. On the 7th day, when the king was in good humor, he told Haman, Bazan, Thara, Bozrah, Zathola, Abiathar, and Tharaba, the 7 eunuchs who served the king, Artaxerxes, he told them to escort the queen to him in order to proclaim her as queen and to place her the diadem, the tiara, on her head. and to have her display her beauty to all the governors and the people of various nations, for she was indeed a beautiful woman. But Queen Vashti, she refused to obey him and would not come with the eunuchs. This offended the king, and he became furious, angry. He said to his friends, "This is how Vashti has answered me? Give, therefore, your ruling and judgment in this matter." He asked them, "What should I do? What do y'all think I should do? This is how she treated me." And then Archelaus, Sarthius, Malesir, then the governors of Persians and Medes who were closest to the king, Artaxerxes, these are all funny names, but Archelaus, Sarthius, and Malesar, who sat beside him in the chief seats, they came to the king and told him what must be done to the queen Vashti for not obeying the order that the king had set by the eunuchs. Then Mordechai said to the king and to the governors, "Queen Vashti has insulted not only the king, but also all the king's governors and officials." See? For he had reported to them what the queen had said and how she had defied her king. And just as she defied King Artaxerxes, so now the other ladies who are in the kingdom, who are wives of the Persians and the Mede governors, on hearing what she has said to the king, will likewise dare to insult their husbands. If therefore it pleases the king, let him issue a royal decree, inscribed in accordance with the laws of the Medes and the Persians, so that it may not be altered, that the queen may no longer come into his presence.
No.
But let the king give her royal rank, her royal crown, to another woman who's better than she is, because she was bad. She didn't listen. Let whatever law the king enacts be proclaimed in his kingdom, and thus all women will give honor to their husbands. All women will give honor to their husbands, right? Rich, whether he's rich or whether he's poor. Thus, this speech pleased the king and the governors, and the king did as They did as Micaias recommended. The king sent this decree to all his kingdom, to every province in its own language, so that every house would respect, so that in every house respect would be shown to every husband. Chapter 1. All right, that was a lot, and it took me a long time because I'm hungry and tired. I was trying to study on my own. Y'all ready to eat something? We can't live by bread alone. We gotta live by every word that comes from the mouth of the Most High. All right, what y'all wanna go snack on some fruits and vegetables or something?
Yeah.
All right. Say shalom.
Shalom.
All right.